I'm Stephen Sawchuk. I am an assistant managing editor at Education Week, and I guide coverage of teaching, learning, curriculum issues. My big idea is really sort of exploring like this concept of equity, which has suddenly become quite controversial, linked to some of the discourse around critical race theory. And really, it's looking at the fact that in federal law we've sort of had implicitly a commitment to equity. And what does it mean that these two things are sort of crashing up against each other? So I did a lot of reporting last year. I only recently became an editor, and one of the things that kept coming up was people would say to me, I support equality of opportunity, but I don't support equity. And they sort of were making this distinction that I found a little bit puzzling, frankly. And partly I think this is because I've been an education reporter for a really long time, and the reason it was confusing for me was because for about 20 years we've had a federal law that has that when it was called No Child Left Behind, it actually said every student in every public school student should reach a specific level of like academic mastery, a basic level of academic mastery. And so, when these people were coming to me and saying, we shouldn't expect that all students should reach the same outcome. That feels. Somebody said, it's like you're forcing them all into the same thing. That's Marxist. That's socialist. And I thought, that's sort of strange, right? Because we've had this law that has basically made that its core guiding principle, and it wasn't just anybody that championed this law. It was a Republican president. It was George W. Bush, and then of course the core principles of the law were affirmed twice by Congress. Once in 2001 when it was when the chambers passed the law, and then once again in 2015 when it was renewed. Basically, this all seemed worthy of exploration to me. The definitional confusion around these terms. Also, what does it mean now, right? Like that something that I think a lot of us who have either worked in education or been writing about it have sort of taken this, as sort of a starting place, right? That we should try to get all kids to reach some, basic level of mastery. So it's an exploration of those issues.